Get ready to look over my shoulder and watch me shadow train my new Dispo manager, Sean, as he calls cash buyers live. Now, Sean is a stud. He's humble, he's hungry, and he's eager to learn. On this video, using one of our wholesale deals, you'll get to see Sean outbound local cash buyers to sell one of our active deals, and then you'll watch me give Sean encouragement and feedback. Now, this is a powerful video because it's real-world wholesaling in action, not abstract theory, so you don't want to miss this video. But first, if you're new here, my name is Jerry Norton. I make millions of dollars a year wholesaling and flipping houses. And here on my YouTube channel, I show you how to do the same. So if you want to be a flipping genius like me and live your dream life, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Recently, me and my good friend Joey Coggs at Investorlift did a Zoom training with my Dispo manager, Sean, to show him tips and tricks and best practices using Investorlift and then calling cash buyers. Now, if you don't know, Investorlift is a powerful software tool to sell your wholesale deals to cash buyers. If you're an active wholesaler, I highly recommend Investorlift. I'll put a link in the description below to get a 10% discount. And FYI, I also operate a nationwide JV platform with over 4 million cash buyers nationwide. So if you've got a good deal and would like the JV with me to find a cash buyer for that deal, we can help you. Just go to dispowithjerry.com. Okay, so once we had our deal live on Investorlift, Sean started calling cash buyers. Then Joey and me gave him valuable feedback. Take a listen.
I had actually sent out a property this morning in Nashville, Tennessee, and I had just saw that you viewed it a little while ago. I just wanted to get your thoughts and feedback on it.
Oh yeah, can you remind me which one it was? I looked at a couple.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the Ashland City. It's the Red House, and this one, this is the one that's got the rezoning where you could add, another property on there as well.
You could, but that would take like 6 to 8 months. I saw that when it was. I saw it a while ago. I was just curious in the address. Yeah. What are you guys asking again?
So we're asking 280 for it, and we there is a lockbox on it, and you'll be able to go see it today if you want. We have an open house coming tomorrow, to get some more eyes on it, but I thought I'd just reach out to you directly because you're on our VIPs buyers list, and we haven't officially sent it out to the rest of the group. We want to get you guys the first eyes on it.
I'm familiar, and you're right about the rezone. That is a possibility. It'll take a couple months. I'm very familiar with the zip code. I own property myself in the zip codes. I know about the rezone process and everything.
I mean, it's just a possibility. I mean, obviously it'd be
Right.
more of a return, but I mean, you could still pick it up as it is too.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the pictures of the house right now. I'm looking for stuff that cash flows right away. I'm not sure that I can make this cash flow. Is this your cell number? I'll take a deeper look at it. I can let you know if I'm interested or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even just if you want to just throw a number out there too, and just, see if it's something that we can make work. We definitely want to keep everybody happy, and that way it's a win-win situation. But I'll text you my information, and if you want to just recrunch your numbers, that'd be awesome. And if you want to get back with me at your earliest convenience, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. So you were right about the the text and the triple dial, because this was the one that didn't ring the first time or whatever, or I thought it was a bad number.
He answered it the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that all the time. And the text is big because with iPhones, they'll literally say maybe Sean calling instead of unknown number. So if you send that text, it picks up on your name, like I think at least half the time.
Okay, that's good to know. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some feedback. That was great. I mean, it's just subtle things, Sean, but I would say like when he's like, okay, what was the price again? You want to say that number with like confidence. I mean, all we're asking is 280. This is a great deal. You'd have to double check, but I think the back end's 400. And then I would follow up with that after I give the price. I'd say this is probably going to go quick because we're getting a lot of interest in it. You're trying to project that, hey, this is a good deal. I'd be a little careful about what you said. Give us a number, because it kind of comes across like you're overpriced and you're looking for an offer that would be lower. And rather, what I want to do when I talk to cash buyers is I want them to feel like the number I'm giving it at is a really good number. Because in real estate, it's common to be like, that's my asking price, but hey, make me an offer. And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, other than you want to be careful not to project a message that you can take a bigger discount off of your ask price. If someone said that to me, I'd lowball them 20 grand and just see what they do. rather
Okay.
than just be like confident in the number. Yeah, this is a great number. It's just a subtle thing, but see the difference. Make me an offer is kind of saying I've got flexibility on my asking price.
I would say starting price going forward, that should help too.
Yeah,
Starting
love that.
price is one of those small nuances that makes one of the big
Mhm.
differences in this whole
Starting price means it goes up from here, not down from here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a little connotation that people kind of subconsciously pick up on.
Or when they ask, what's the price? You lead out with, we have this price really good at 280. 280, we're probably going to move that baby today at 280. That's a really good price. So it's just kind of conveying that confidence in the number, and that's a
Mhm.
deal and you better jump on this.
Okay.
Again, it's just all about that perception where you want him to be feeling like, am I going to miss out on something amazing here if I
Mhm.
don't jump up and down right now? You want him thinking that way because you could tell he was kind of like, about it. You want him to be thinking, maybe I need to take a harder look at this. Maybe I don't want to miss out on a good deal. The number one thing with cash buyers is FOMO, man. Like if you can convey FOMO to cash buyers, no cash buyer wants to miss out on an amazing deal. Like that's the worst thing ever when you're a cash buyer is to miss out on an amazing deal.
Yeah, this reminds me of like, I don't know if you ever buy stuff off Facebook Marketplace. Some people put OBO, and the funny thing is
Yeah.
OBO could mean or better offer or best offer, right? If it's or best offer, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lowball you.
Yeah.
It's or
I
better offer.
every time I see
Well, you're not
OBO, I
wasting your time.
lowball.
Yeah,
OBO to me
exactly.
means lowball them and then see what they do.
Exactly. So it's that small nuance and just that little bit of clarity. Because the goal of the way we price this, Jerry, and I was talking to Sean about this right now, it's super competitive out there. So we need to get lots of traction. The best traction that we typically get is on deals that are underpriced a little bit. With my clients that have been really hanging out at the park lately, what they'll do is they'll underprice their deals.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll price at their purchase price, their contract price, or they'll put it like 5K
Yep.
above. So I had a really cool story of a guy who just signed up. He's pretty fresh to wholesaling. And he posted his first deal on Investorlift. He was like, you know what? Let me try and see what I can get for it. I'm going to put a pretty aggressive asking price. Put that price, didn't get any traction. And he lost some of the attention of the buyers that did get the email blast. You know, at the end of the day, it was really hard for him to recover from it. He actually didn't end up selling the deal because he told me even the price that was lower than that probably wasn't the best price. It was an okay deal, but not a great deal. And so with his second deal, he posted it 5K above his contract price. And the buyers actually did the work themselves. They started negotiating themselves up on that property. He had multiple people making offers. He ended up with a 25K assignment fee. A lot of these guys are also pretty prideful too. So if you stroke their ego a little bit, that can really help. And one thing I like to say is like, look, I don't have to tell you, you said you invest in the area a lot. You know, this is a good deal, right? Like even as it stands without rezoning it, this would make sense. But if you did take the time to do the rezoning, I mean, that's a cash cow.
Yeah, I'll definitely start making those tweaks.
Another thing too, Sean, like let's say that someone responds back and they're like 280, no, I can't do 280. Now what? Well, okay, we still want feedback from that buyer. So I would say something like, okay, why doesn't 280 work? They're telling me no, so maybe they're not my buyer. So now what else can I learn from this person about my deal that'll be beneficial on my next call? So why does 280 work? Well, it's going to take 6 months to do that rezoning. Okay, how do you know that? Well, I do a lot of deals in that area and I've done this before. So now you're gathering information that could be valuable to you in the future. And then I would say something like, okay, well, what would be a number that would be a win for you on this deal? I don't know if I can get it to you at that, but what would be a number? And let's say he's like, man, I gotta be at 270. Then I'd say, okay, well, I don't know that I can, but if I could get this to you at 270, are you ready to pull the trigger? And what that's doing is it's drawing out how serious they are.
Okay.
And then if he goes, oh, well, no, I'd still have to look at it with my partner, you know, they give you some runaround, then you know they're not really serious. But if he says, yeah, if I could get it at 270, I'd sign today. Okay, I'll be giving you a call back maybe. And now you're kind of like getting market feedback. Let's say you hear 270 5 times in a row. Okay, the market price for this deal is 270. You got to go back and renegotiate, or maybe that number works or whatever.
The other thing that you can do that's going to be really, I think, effective with the setup we have is you could actually use Jerry as the authority or the decision maker. And so when you get on this call, like one of the first things I'd say, because Jerry's super recognizable in the industry, maybe some buyers don't know him because they're just buying. Some of these guys kind of live under a rock and they'll just invest in their local market. And regardless of whether they know him or not, you say, hey there, you know, I'm just calling on behalf of Jerry Norton. I'm working to dispo this deal for him. And I want to see your thoughts on it. And then towards the end, if he's kind of like hesitant or whatever, you say, look, at the end of the day, obviously your incentives and my incentives are aligned. I only make money if I close this deal, and I want to make this a deal that would close for you. So, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know your numbers by the end of the day. I'm willing to work with you. So if there's something you need me to do, if you want me to go bat for you, tell me your best price that you could do on this. And I can bring that to Jerry and see what he says.
Yes, I was
I'll
just
put
going
my
to
neck
add
out
that.
for you.
Okay.
And you got to say this line specifically. Say, but look, I don't want to stick my neck out for you. If you're just sending out an offer because you don't want to be rude or because you want to see what'll happen. Like if I go out there and, put out this offer when we've got other people that want to do an open house tomorrow, I need to make sure that you're willing to move forward.
What he's sharing there is very powerful. So Sean, you're on their side. You're on the cash buyer side. You're like, dude, I want to get you this deal. Let me go back and talk to Jerry, see if we can get something worked out here. It sounds like we're close. I really want to see you win here. I don't get paid unless this property sells. You go from like the guy making the shots to just like, hey, let me see if I can backdoor in with Jerry and help you get this deal done. Right? This would be when someone's kind of like right there or they're close or you're trying to get them up a little bit. Like, let's say they're at 270 and you're like, man, I don't know if I can, but I really want to see if I can get this deal done for you. I'm going to go back to Jerry, but I just need to know, are you serious about this? Like, if I can get this at that number, are you ready to pull the trigger? Because I don't want to go out. I don't want to put my neck out on the line. This is what Joey was saying. I don't want to put my neck out on the line if you're not really serious about this. And then what you can always do is then come back and be like, hey, I talked to Jerry. We are getting a lot of interest. He'd like me to give it a few more days and see if we can get that 280 number. But dude, if you can come up to like 276, we could probably just get this done right now. And it's always probably, it's always maybe, it's always let me try, right? And so then you're keeping them in a position of Sean's on my side here. He's trying to get me a deal. He's doing his best he can to get me a deal. And it puts you in a position where you're on their side, not against them, so now they're not feeling like they're competing against you. It's kind of like Jerry the bad guy, not in a bad way, but
kind of puts their guard down a little bit.
and they're going to open up to you. They're going to feel like, okay, man, if he's trying to help me get a deal. He's trying to give me a little discount off of this thing. This isn't my deal. I'm not the decision maker. I'm just here trying to get you a deal done. Sean's my guy. He's on my side here. He's trying to help me win. Yeah, I definitely think you should play that route when you do this. That works on the front end too. Like I look at Eric Klein and he's like, you know what? Let me put you on hold a minute and go talk to my manager and see if we can get this price done for you. So he's never the decision maker. Somebody else always is.
It's crazy. I've seen some clients of mine use that on the acquisitions front too. And it's like, they will tell something along those lines to a seller and they'll say like, the seller will say they want 280 and they're like, look, like, I want to make this deal happen, but I just want to make sure that, I can push for you and try and get something on the table that would make sense. So let's say, hypothetically that didn't work, what would your best offer be that you would accept? And like these sellers will just like instantly tell you a price 20,000 lower sometimes. It's absurd how easy it can be to negotiate these guys down or to negotiate the buyers up, but it's all a little bit strategy. It's going to be fun following up with these guys. This is a pretty hot deal from what I'm seeing. Like,
let's call another one, Sean.
Okay.
This is Jenny.
Hey Jenny, this is Sean. I'm calling on behalf of Jerry Norton from Investorlift. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I was just calling because I saw you viewed one of our properties in Nashville, Tennessee in 4212 Ashland City.
Yes.
Awesome. I just wanted to just kind of reach out and just get your thoughts and any feedback that you've had on it.
Well, I like it. I showed a friend of mine that property because they're kind of looking in that area.
Amazing. Awesome.
I'm looking for that. For me, it's a little bit bigger than what I would want to get myself into right now, size-wise, right?
Okay.
Let me look at it again now. Hold on.
This one, I actually blasted it out to the VIPs, to you guys first before we blast out to everybody else tomorrow. But I mean, we're only asking 280 for it. And, yeah, it's a heck of a deal. And we have an open house scheduled. It's supposed to be for tomorrow morning, but I mean, if we could get anybody in on this today, we love to just get it sealed up on the first day and, not really have to mess around with it. But I know that you threw it over to your friends and stuff, but do you think maybe they'd be interested in coming to take a look at it possibly today? It is on a lockbox.
I don't think, I don't know. I didn't follow up. I just was looking at it for them. Is
Okay.
it on the side of the Cumberland River?
Um, I need to double check with my partner. I believe it is, but I need to double check with them. But this one, I mean, this could make a great, fix and flip or rental or whatever, they see is best fit. I just thought I'd,
Flipper.
oh, he's a flipper. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, this one would be a great one for more of a flip style and stuff like that. And let me see.
It's more that we like to flip, but I don't know that I'd want to, I think that the square footage is, what's the square footage?
So this
Well,
one's
it's
at,
not as big as it looks.
yeah, this one's only at 2155 square foot. But I mean, I would like to get this deal done. I mean, I don't get paid unless this property sells, and I would love to just, hopefully get everybody on board and keep everybody happy, with where they need to be.
Mhm. Mhm. I don't know, I'd have to show this to my husband. I'm actually getting ready to run into another meeting, but I will talk to my husband about it and I will call you if we need anything. And then I know that other investor, I haven't heard back from them, but if they reach out and I'll let you know too.
Okay, yeah, that'd be fantastic. I appreciate it, and I'll shoot you over my
Yeah,
Mhm.
yes, please do. And anything else you get, please always send it to me because I really want to buy and hold some stuff. So if you have any like good rentals, like that's really what I want. But I want under 300 and like kind of on the east side. Yeah.
On the east side. Okay,
Yeah. This is a little further out from me.
it is. Okay. Okay.
Because we like to be like kind of close to our area. That way, you know what I mean? It's just easier for us.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, definitely. Well, I could definitely keep you in mind for that. And when I come across anything else, I'll be sure to that you're the first one that I reach out to.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Awesome.
I've heard from you guys before.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have. We're pretty big, and I'm not sure if you know Jerry Norton, but I'm actually one of his partners, so we're gonna be getting a lot more, a lot more to be getting out. So looking forward to be doing a lot more business together.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for the call and I'll let you know, but I think this is a little too farther out for us, but just so you know.
Okay, no, I thank you for the feedback. I appreciate you.
Yeah, have a
Okay.
good day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Great. Good job, Sean.
A little bit nervous because you guys are on.
Yeah, I know that doesn't help. Joey, should he say Investorlift?
Honestly, I wouldn't say Investorlift.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want them to build like brand recognition with you. So I would say, I'm Jerry Norton's Dispo manager or Jerry Norton's partner. I like Dispo manager because then it takes like partner gives you too much authority, too much decision making in this whole thing. I would say like, hey, I'm working with Jerry Norton. I'm his Dispo manager, and he's just out of office right now. He's actually closing another deal, but he wanted me to follow up and see who's interested and try and get some movement on this deal. Looks like we've got a lot of traction already, and he's done a VIP blast today. So it seems like you're one of Jerry's VIP buyers, right? I would kind of go like that. One thing I would probably mention is like if she says like, oh, like I need to talk to my husband or something like that, or hey, I told my friend about this property. I always say, oh, like what do you think your husband would say?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes that's an objection. I need to talk to my husband. It's a way of getting out of the call. But other times, like it's genuine interest and they don't have full decision making. So you can say, oh, well, definitely a big thing to think about, right? And it would probably be the two of you making the decision together. So what do you think he would say? And then she'll tell you maybe her honest thoughts that she doesn't want to say on the call because she's a little bit timid or something. Or it would give you a little bit of like power for when you do talk to her husband if it becomes more serious. The other thing I'd probably do, she seemed pretty friendly, pretty talkative. I would actually just let her carry the conversation more,
Okay.
let her talk more, and let her like pull up the property, like, oh, well, what about this? And oh yeah, you're right. It does look a little bit bigger than it really is. And you've got that value add with the potential rezoning and blah, blah, blah. But she could lead the conversation towards like the things she likes. And if you find that little aspect of the property that stands out to her, you can kind of harp on that and make it more powerful to her.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a few tips to add to that too. When she said my husband look at it, I would definitely nail that down and be like, okay, so when do you think you'll go look at it with your husband? Probably this afternoon. All right. Would it be all right if I followed up with you like today, later today, maybe at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then make a note and then call back because she may go look at it, or it might be another opportunity to touch with her and build rapport and,
Mhm.
help her move to that place. The other thing too, just an idea here to think about is they may not really know what VIP means.
Okay.
So when you say, hey, you're a VIP buyer, there's another way to say that, which when you say that, what you're trying to say is, hey, you're special, you're different and special than everybody else. So another
Mhm.
way to say that would be like, hey, the reason why I'm calling you is because you look like an active buyer in the neighborhood. In fact, we have you down as someone that's actively doing deals. So I'm excited to meet you. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm really excited to do a deal with you because we're doing a lot of deals in this area, and I'd love to be your go-to person to bring deals to. And now you're propping them up, you're building them up, they're feeling kind of special. But at the same time, you want them to know they're not the only VIP. So you want to also, in a way, say, there's some other people that are actively buying in the neighborhood that we're reaching out to, and we're getting a lot of interest. If this is something that you have some interest in, we'd have to move pretty quickly so that we can get this done. And I really would like to build a new relationship with you, especially since you know other people. You mentioned your friend. I mean, we could end up doing a lot of deals together.
Mhm.
So, and then now you're kind of pressing again on that urgency. And then at the same time, you're saying, hey, there's other buyers here that are interested. So now they're feeling a little bit of FOMO. And then that's where you can kind of say, you know what? I'm going to hold off till tomorrow. If you're serious about this property and you're going to go look at it with your husband, talking to a few other buyers, but I'm going to hold off and not send this out to my entire buyer list until tomorrow. Would that give you enough time to really take a hard look at this? Could I follow up with you in a few hours? And maybe they're not that serious and maybe they don't go look at it. Maybe it's just a fake objection of the husband thing, like Joey said. Some people say stuff like that just to nicely get off
Mhm.
the phone, right? But if it is legit and it is serious, it's setting them up into a position of you're helping them, you're giving them some kind of exclusive opportunity that they're not going to get tomorrow, building in that urgency. Hopefully, she calls her husband and says, hey, this one might be a good deal. Can you drop everything and let's run out there and look at this because it might not be around later today or tomorrow? Like that's the thought you want her to be having about it.
Okay. What about the part where she said it's too far away from her? Like, is that really a big objection from a buyer? Like, are they that
Sure. I mean, buyers are local to their markets and stuff.
okay.
So just get more feedback. Like, okay, when you say it's too far away, do you mean it's a long drive from where you live? Is that what you mean? Like, just try to clarify what they mean by that, because what they might say is they might say, no, it's outside of the zone, the streets that we like to stick in. I don't
Mhm.
know that area very well, or that's a little too rural, or I don't like that school district. They may tell you stuff that's helpful. It may just be like, hey, it's a 45-minute drive and we try to do deals that are only half an hour away. When she said I showed it to an investor, I would ask, are you a real estate agent? Or if your friend wants to buy this, we can definitely make sure we hook you up. And what you're telling them is you're like, hey, we're friendly to referral fees and JV, because who knows, maybe their friend, they want it for themselves and they come in at retail cash number. Sometimes that happens, right? So reassure her, hey, if your friend's interested or other investors and you refer them to me, we'll take care of you.
Mhm.
Okay. You think it's too late to text her that?
No,
Or
I would text her that. I'd send her a text right now and be like, hey, I forgot to tell you, FYI, if your investor friend or anybody else is interested in this property and they end up buying it, we pay pretty good referral fees. Yep. So you're always wanting to play off of information that people give you. So when she's like, right out of the gate, she said, I showed it to my investor friend. So
Mhm.
my instant reaction would have been, are you a real estate agent and you're looking for a deal for your investor? And then she ended up saying, well, I'm an investor too. I got a deal right now like that where she's like, I buy and flip a couple deals a year, and I also have 4 or 5 clients that I list properties for. She said to me, I'm going to go look at it today. I'm also going to bring a couple of my investors. Okay, well, if your investor buys it, I'll take care of you. If you buy it, awesome. Always make people feel like they're going to get compensated. The number one thing that turns off agents is if they think at all they're not going to get paid, they'll stop right there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd say too is I would kind of save some of the things you said. I know you want to probably implement some of the stuff we said last round, but I would save some of it for later. Like once they're kind of on the fence, you could use it to push them over.
It's playing those cards at the appropriate time. And it's always maybe. So if you said, I know I've got some people coming to the open house tomorrow. If we work out something today, I might be able to cancel that. I don't know if I can because, Jerry wants to get the highest price we can out of this deal and we've got some interest. So I'll do my best to see if we can get a deal done today, if I can get that done for you. And if I can, if you're serious and we can get it done today, I might be able to cancel that open house. But the longer we wait, the less chance I'll be able to do that. See what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
it's creating that angle again where you're like, hey, I'm on your side. Let me see if I can work out something. I'm going to have to convince Jerry. He might tell me no. It always leaves it open for you because you may get off the phone with her and sell it on the next deal. And then you
Mhm.
didn't commit something to her that now you have to go back on. Let's say you did that and she calls you back that afternoon and looks at it with her husband and she's like, yeah, we want it. And you sold it. You can be like, man, I told you, we already sold it. Oh man, sorry. I wish I would have known. I could have tried to get it done for you. I tried to tell, you know what I mean? Now you're still on their side, but they missed out. It's always trying to keep a position of like urgency, exclusivity. At the same time, there's other people that are looking at this. It's going to go fast. How can we help get a deal done?
No, that
Sean.
feedback is that's straight gold. I mean, that really is going to help me just buckle down.
Yeah, you'll get it. You're doing the right things. You're really friendly. You're great on the phone. So you're going to do awesome.
For sure.
One thing I found is with cash buyers, you're talking to now a different caliber of person than a seller. So like my personality is like 180 different than with a seller. With a seller, you've got to be very sensitive to the emotional thing going on. With cash buyers, I tend to be a lot more blunt. So I'll just be like, why? Why? I mean, I'll just say why. Like when they say rezoning, why? Why will it take 6 months? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thank you. When she said it's a little far for me, well, tell me why. What do you mean it's too far away? Just be curious, constantly be curious. So when you say it's too far away, do you mean because from where you live or from the market you like to be in? Like, what do you mean it's too far away? And you can be sort of that way with cash buyers because they're investors and everyone's trying to make money and they're not in distress. With a seller, I might ask those same questions, but I'm going to try to be much more sensitive, not be so invasive maybe or so direct. I'll be a little softer about it. Not with cash buyers.
It's just straight blunt. Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
am.
But
That's
not
good.
rude, right? Don't be rude. And by the way, you'll get rude cash buyers. Like I can't tell you how many times I get on the phone and they're like, "What? What property? Ugh." And they don't
Yeah.
want to chit chat. They don't want to build rapport. They're busy. They're landlording or flipping. And so then you got to now adjust and mirror what they're doing. Hey, I'm calling about this one. Remember that one, the red one? So you're always wanting to mirror too, how they are, what they're doing, their personality. They're blunt. You don't want to be like, "Oh, so how's your day going today?" They're gonna lose their patience if you're like that with them.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. Whereas with
Yeah.
her, you could have totally been like, how many deals do you do a year? That's one of the things too that you'll see Rob Wensley teach is profiling your buyers and then putting those notes in your system. Because if she might be like, we're a onesie twosie, or she might be like, yeah, we run a pretty big operation. We do about 25 a year. And you're like, holy crap, this is a legit buyer or whatever it might be. We do a couple, but then we also are agents for a handful of other buyers. Who knows? But when they're open and they're nice and friendly, start to ask more questions like, oh, tell me about your operation. Tell me what you do. Do you like to flip or are you looking more for holds or tell me what you're looking for? Tell me what you like to do. Now we're doing nationwide dispo here. So some of this would be not so relevant because who knows if we'll get another deal in that neighborhood. Even asking those questions, it's going to help you understand more who they are, where they're coming from, how serious they are, how legit they are, if they're a tire kicker, and build rapport at the same time because people like to feel like someone else cares about them and is finding out about them. So they open up, they let their guard down.
Okay, perfect. That's very insightful. That's definitely going to help me out.